It's been more than a decade since jihadist militants captured Mali's Timbuktu. But the city, a centuries-old centre of Islamic learning, is again under siege, raising fears that Mali is descending into chaos. Al-Qaeda-affiliated insurgents began a blockade of Timbuktu in August, cutting road access and shutting off river and air routes. Then, the bombing began. On September 21st, witnesses said rockets hit a hospital, killing 2 children. Timbuktu businessman Sori Toure says the shelling is what worries people most.
This creates a real psychosis and leaves its mark on people's minds. I myself have this fear inside me. What's much more serious is the fact that it affects people's psychology.
Back in 2012, a Tuareg rebellion was overtaken by jihadists who captured Timbuktu and pressed south towards the capital Bamako. The advance was halted by French forces and United Nations peacekeepers. But there will be no such intervention now. Mali's military rulers have severed ties with France and kicked its troops out of the country. In June, it ordered the UN's 13,000-strong force to leave. Since then, the Al-Qaeda-affiliated JNIM has launched its offensive in central Mali. Fighting has resumed between the army and Tuareg rebels from the north. Islamic State allied insurgents have continued to carry out attacks in the east. Russia's Wagner Group, which has sent 1,000 mercenaries to support the junta, has failed to fill the gap.
It's hard to see who might come to Mali's rescue this time.
Ulf Lessing, head of the Sahel program at the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, said there is a risk of civil war.
People are obviously, in panic or getting worried. Many are leaving. And it might get worse because the UN, the peacekeeping force is still there, helping a bit of, to achieve a bit of stability. But once they're out, then violence might really, spike.
More than 650 people have died in conflict in Mali in the 2 months after the UN began its withdrawal. That's a 40% rise over the previous 2 months, the US-based Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project said. Mali's authorities, who consolidated power in coups in 2020 and 2021, did not respond to specific requests for comment. On Monday, however, the army released a statement describing September as a turbulent month and said it would continue fighting its enemies. After being confirmed as interim president in May 2021, coup leader Colonel Assimi Goïta had this to say.
We had to choose between the stability of Mali and chaos, and we chose stability.
Instead, with the country internationally isolated, Mali now appears to be in meltdown. And in a region already reeling from several military coups, the violence creates a further risk of instability.